Alright, ladies and gentlemen, this is a 2006 Chevy HHR 2.2 LT. I know it's kind of dark, but I'm making a third video about this radio that I installed. Cranking the car up now to show you what it actually looks like starting up for the first time. I had some actual questions from people about how did I install this and how does it work out. With the Chevy HHRs, you gotta have an aftermarket wiring harness with the chime, because that also controls your blinkers for your hazards and to get your normal warning signals and chimes back. Because the original radio that are in these cars have built-in anti-theft on them, so you have to have the chime. Some of the older cars don't require chime, depending on what type of anti-theft system you have, if it even has one. But this car, you definitely have to have one. Mine, you have to have an aftermarket radio. You gotta have the wiring harness with the chime. And you have to have the antenna connector, which is the adapter to connect to your antenna that connects directly to the factory. It connects to the aftermarket radio. And you gotta have a dash kit. The dash kits for these vehicles are really hard to actually find at times, because there's a lot of them that says it fits and it doesn't, because this one has a curved end. But they're a real pain in the ass because the way they make these are really difficult. It's not really hard to hook up because the wiring harness itself is color-coded, so just color code your grounds and your power to your actual speakers. Like if it says gray and gray, you connect, one of them will have gray, like for instance, like example, yeah, one would be straight gray, you connect the other straight gray to the other straight gray. You connect the one that has the gray with the black line, you connect that. Make them all the same color, because it's really simple to do. Get butt connectors. Don't get those cap-ons that you twist, because those ain't going to hold very well in these little thin wires. You need to get you some butt connectors and a wire cutter with the clippers, so you can push down on them really good to make them tight. The inside of this dashboard is very, very tight, so you have to push a lot of the stuff back into the hole that your radio, the original radio, had. The chime won't fit directly back behind the dash. It can sit behind the radio as long as it's actually pushed right. And you can push all this in. But if you look on eBay or Amazon, eBay's the best place to get those. Walmart and Target, places like that, don't carry them. The actual adapter is about $169 made for this car. If you now this is so y'all know, if you got steering wheel control and you want it to work, it's best to buy a popular brand radio like Pioneer, Sony, Kenwood, Pyle, to be able to get your steering controls to work. If you get other radios that are not popular brands, your steering wheel controls are not going to work, which is because you have to relearn it itself, which I think is kind of BS. But in my last video, I showed the actual model number of the actual. I'm sorry, I showed the model number and the actual picture of the kit that I had in the first video that I made when I was installing this radio. And also, it was also put into the comments on the last video that I had as well. So if you look on there, you'll find the actual correct one that I used. But like I said before, mine has the Pioneer Premium stereo system in it, which is factory. So be sure you get the right one, because you have to get the aftermarket radio that says Pioneer Premium stereo system. If yours does not have the Pioneer Premium, you cannot hook it up. Right, you'll be able to hook it up, but it won't. Your sounds won't come through right. Mine makes all my speakers work, including my tweeters. The only problem I still have is I got one speaker on the left rear driver door that keeps hissing. I changed my ground. I reconnected the speaker that was making the noise, and it seems not to go away. I'm assuming that it could be the speaker, which I don't see how that is, because I put a different speak. I had the factory radio in this thing, and none of them did that. It's only this one. So for one, I think it's either a bad wire on the harness, or two, it's the radio itself. I took it apart twice, put the ground somewhere else, didn't work. Redid the ground before I relocated it, didn't work. I turned down the gain, which means I'll show you where this one. I'll show you what the gain is on this one. You got to go to Home. You got to go to Setup. Go to Settings. Go to Filter. Actually, no, I'm sorry, it wasn't Filter. Hold on, I gotta find it. Shit. I think it was EQ. Yeah, it's right here. You gotta go all the way over. Actually, no, this is not it either. I'm trying to find it, because this radio is a little different. Oh god, this is gonna be a pain in my ass. Well, anyway, I checked the balancing and everything seems to be good. Speaker still has sound coming out of it in good quality, but it just hisses. And out of all the radios in my life that I've actually installed, I've never had a problem. But it's only with that one speaker. I even had another guy look at it that I know that knows a lot about this stuff too, and I knew a lot of stuff about them, and I never had hissing. And normally, if it did, I was able to correct it. I had it with the front front passenger side door, and I fixed that immediately. So I'm just assuming it's a bad wire on the actual harness that I bought. So probably next month I'll probably just end up buying another wiring harness and see if that's the case, because I don't want to buy another $300 radio. Here it is. Here's the gain right here. I tried to turn down the gain to try to get the noise. It's just like a hissing noise. It's no buzzing or anything like that. It's not loud. You can only hear it when the car is running. When you push the gas, you can hear it. It's the same tone, doesn't get louder or anything. I turned the gain down, it didn't work. I changed this, it didn't work. So I think it's something to do with the harness, which is kind of retarded, but it's how it is. If you have any questions on this radio, you can feel free to comment. But like I said, buy the wiring harness with the chime. eBay carries them, only has a couple of them, not very many. Amazon carries them. But don't go to places like Walmart, because Walmart does not carry those kits. The only thing they carry is the dash kits. That's it. Everything else has to be ordered online, because it's Metra. You can get off brands, but I can't guarantee it's going to be a pain in the butt to hook up. Alright, hope this video helps, and have a great one.